Hello, and welcome to this little mod review. Well, as you can see, these are the 3 modded vehicles you can have that I'm currently going to show. The ix-5, the Land Raider, by that dude. This was by Puppy Master, if I remember right. That's who this is. And this one, which is basically just a modded version of the International Scout, is the J-Boosted, if I remember correctly. Now, all of these are obviously modded vehicles. This is just a modded version of the International Scout, which we're going to actually be starting with because it is simple and it's a truck that's already in the game. A Scout truck that's already in the game. Now, what it does, this mod does, is we can now put a V8 in this truck, which may have cubic space for that. I don't know, obviously. The IRL version of the truck, obviously, but who cares? You can do a lot of things IRL, though. For this game, you just can't allow, but you can do anything IRL. Anyway, we now have this new transmission they offer. It's that right there. Different suspension, action suspension, stock suspension, because this truck is already tippy. Well, originally it's tippy as hell anyway, so I generally just put stock on it, but that's my opinion. You can put whatever you want. Get a race suspension and a flex suspension. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Now, this thing suffers from too many tire-itis, and it has too many tires to go through all of them, so we're just not even going to go through all of them. If you see that throw right there, there's a lot of them. Now, two other things, Anonymous Scout and Anonymous Plus, which is a normal one, but it's Anonymous Plus, which is, when you're using this thing, generally it's what you're going to end up using, so. You actually have spare wheel on this thing too, which is actually nice. You can actually have the bigger wheels on it, because that actually kind of makes sense, because some of the wheels you put on this thing, that doesn't make sense, and a tiny little wheel that does something. And you also put a spare wheel in there. That's another thing. See, there's snorkels, as usual, the same ones that are on the normal truck. Now this is kind of the interesting thing. Now you can put a lot of different supplies in here now. I do and don't like that. It makes sense. Honestly, if they just took the roof rack off, it'd be fine. But now we can have a roof rack on it. Oh, this is pretty much the same. This is pretty much the same. And this is pretty much the same. So that one's pretty normal. Other than the, well, some of the customized options, obviously, you should see you can have different lights everywhere. Just different lights everywhere and different little stabs. You get the other stuff the game usually has, or the one I put on it, because just why not. And obviously different visors that you could get up if you want to do that. I don't even remember if I can actually. Oh yeah, I can actually change the A and K rims because it goes off whatever tires you have. You can tell I had the A and K tires on this because I just like the A and K tires how they look. Shush. Now for the Land Raider, which, what is this thing? This thing is what, a, oh, what is this? This is a Land Rover, pretty much. Well, actually, it is a Land Rover. This is a older Land Rover. I don't actually know what year. But this is a Land Rover, so there's that, all the different types of engines. These are, I believe, actually correct for what engines they can have. And the fact that they're actually just inline is actually pretty entertaining. And obviously different transmissions, a special is probably the one you're going to end up using, just because 5 gear, that, unless you want to do highway special, so there's that. And again, you can raise these things to super high, but I never do that, because I just don't like that. This one's just slightly raised is good enough, instead of just do the ultimate, but hey, you do what you want. This thing also kinda suffers from too many tire-itis, and it just has too many tires. Most of them are actually just in-game tires. Majority of them are. I believe there's a few of them that aren't, but that is that. And holy shit, in-game tire-itis. Winches, all the normal winches in the game. And a lot of extra spare tires you can put on this thing. There's just a lot of different spare tires you can have. Makes you just messy, you can have a different look, which, that's nice. That's obviously engageable, different snorkels, the 2 ones you'd probably imagine. I'm not level 14 because I'm lazy, and I was just doing this now because I'm lazy, obviously. This is actually the cool thing of how they have this texture and everything. I actually like this a lot. They have this all like, it's just so much better. Oh yeah, and fuel cans in the front, that's what that is. Those are the fuel cans in the front, which kind of makes sense you put them there, but hey, whatever. Different types of racks. I really love how these are textured. Whoever did that, you are awesome. Mostly wheels, repair points, some of the ones that are on the other vehicles. I just love that. Oh, you can get a ladder on the back, but it kind of takes rid of that thing, so it's like, not really gonna do that. Oh, so you can get the fog lights like you usually can, if you want to do that. Oh yeah, and as you can tell, you can also put a spare wheel on the front. That's actually something you can change. Whole different types of modding things you can do like this. You can do the whole protective snorkel and all that, which still haven't figured out which snorkel it uses yet. Still haven't been able to do that, but I just had the winch. Many different color options. Some of them are kind of wedded out, but that could just be a metal mess-up thing that happened. But a lot of stuff, and no interior customization, which shit, but oh well. Now to the ix-5, which is basically just a Jeep. It's a Jeep. That's what it is. It's what it is. It's a Jeep. You can put all of these engines in it. Ones that, well, yeah, there's some stupid things you can do with this, but that's normal. Or you can just use the normal engines of the game, which are the fun ones. Also different gearboxes. Are they in gearbox? Oh, it's fine. Oh yeah, I was playing with that. But yes, gearbox is just fun to play with, but yeah. Other gearboxes, you can do a crawler gearbox for rock climbing, a crawler gearbox for that. Do freeway, all that. Now suspension. As usual. These, you can get really stupid with them, which is just kinda meh. I just use stock, it works, and it's awesome. This thing doesn't suffer too much from too many tire itisness, which is nice, and I just go with the stock tires on this thing, they look good. I think the stock tires on this thing look good, so I just use those, but there's a lot of different tires on this thing, so if you have different tires you ever wanted, that is always a good thing. Obviously, you can also have these mud tires on it, but I think this truck, yes, this thing also has, these are the best looking tires in my opinion. Quasi, you made these. These are amazing. These look amazing. I love them. Thank you for making them. They look amazing. You can also get studded tires on there, which I don't have on there, but for chain tires, you have stud tires, so. Oh, the winch. Long offline because I hate flipping over, and most things on a thing like this, like a Jeep, would more than likely be battery powered, so they should be offline. So there's that. You can get a spare wheel in the back, just like that, which I don't have because I like the seat in the back, because I think it looks better. For those reasons. And obviously different snorkels, as usual. And you can also do this. Also spare wheels in the back. I don't have any, because reasons. And the roll bar, and then the roll bar itself, but that's something else. You spares, pretty nice, but now the miscellaneous should have everything on it. You can have an antenna, that little antenna on the back. You can have the back seat, which is right there. Roll bar fog lights, which are those lights in the roll bar. The fender flares. It's a fender flares. Those right there. Rails. This the little rail right there, and that step. That's pretty obvious right there. Now the bumpers. Stock bumper, one with that. I like this one. I really don't even care about these that much. I like this one just in general. I wouldn't even use the other ones, so it's fine. Obviously, that is for paints. No, any kind of thing there, but there's a lot of different paints, and it's very shiny, which is kind of annoying. Honestly, the very shininess is kind of annoying, so that's why it's black. And no interior ones, so. But now we're gonna do some fun things with this. This thing has the best horn ever. Because reasons, and that's the best horn ever. Now some fun things that you can actually do with this one. You can open the hood, and I love how this thing is actually an inline engine, which I believe it would be an inline engine. I don't actually know. I don't know. Jeeps probably is an inline engine. I don't know. If you don't know what an inline engine is, for those who don't know, inline engine is all your cylinder heads are in a line. That's why it's an inline engine. So let's call it an inline. But you can do that, and you can also raise and lower this. And that's pretty much what you can do with that. The rest of them, you can pretty much all hook up with any kind of trailer. That's why there's no spare wheel on this thing. Honestly, this thing's fun to drive pretty much anywhere except Alaska, because if you drive in Alaska, it just doesn't make any sense that it's an open cab Jeep with no cover on it you can put, so driving it in there is no point. This thing's also animated, which is awesome, and the gauges are also work, so you can see your fuel, you can see your temp, which is actually a nice little thing there. Temp. This thing also has, now since right there you have a stick, and right there that little one, whoosh, I believe that would be for, that would be for your transfer case, which is underneath your Jeep. Also, to see how these things are actually kind of, well, they look very well underneath too. If I would actually silver, but that is all. I hope you go get these mods. These mods are awesome. The mod creators, you guys are awesome as well. Again, Puppy Master made these. This one, Puppy Master made the Raider. Zydion, dude, I don't know how to say your name. You made it. Zidion, that dude, he made that one. And this one, I believe, is J-boosted. J-boosted. So, go look up their stuff. They're pretty awesome people. These are also the console mods, which is, if you clicked on this video, you'll know that. But, anyway, go check out these mods. Go play with them. They're fun as hell. And, bye-bye.